Hey everybody, it's Dr. Steve Fleischer of Everybody's Chiropractic and Wellness here in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. And once again, I want to thank Sangeetha of the Upper Merion Township Library for having me do these presentations for you. I hope you're enjoying them so far. This is going to be tip number 5 out of the 7 tips that everybody should be doing right now to help support their immune system during this coronavirus crisis. And if there's one thing that this virus should have brought to our attention is that now more than ever, and even once we're out of the woods with this virus, we should make sure that we're doing everything we can on a regular basis to support our immune system. Because our immune system is what helps keeps us healthy, and it's what helps prevent us from succumbing to any type of diseases, whether it's the flu, pneumonia, or coronavirus itself. So today we're going to be discussing rest. And you see I've got a couple of models here. We'll get into those in a couple minutes. But if you recall, it's really important to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep every single night. And this 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night should be around the hours of 10 o'clock at night and 2 o'clock in the morning. You want to go to bed at 10 p.m., that's great. And make sure that you get at least that window of time in there between 10 and 2. That's when we get our best sleep. Now, kids are going to need a little bit more rest than we do, but for the most part, in order for our bodies to heal from everything that we did the previous day and make sure that we're ready to face the next day, we've got to get that rest. That's when our bodies regenerate themselves. So, when you're getting your rest, it's very important to make sure that it is a restful sleep. And in order to get a restful sleep, it all starts with how you lay down at night. So let's talk about that. When we look at a spine from straight on, it's supposed to be perfectly straight up and down. When we look at a spine from the side, there's supposed to be 3 nice curves. Now this is all well established in the medical literature. The curve in the neck and the curve in the low back go towards the front, and the curve in the mid back goes towards the back. When it's in this proper alignment, this gives us our greatest support against gravity and our greatest support for mechanical advantage for our muscles and tendons for motion. Now, this doesn't change when we lay on our backs. It should be in the same position. We want to have a curve towards the front in the neck and the low back, and a curve towards the back and the low back. Things are going to shift a little bit when we're laying down, but for the most part, you want to maintain that particular integrity. What most of us tend to do when we sleep on our backs is we use our pillow. What that tends to do is it pushes our head forward and it straightens the curve in our neck. And you can see this when people are in the upright position when they're texting on their phones, or if they're at a poorly aligned computer system or workstation or desk. This is very bad for the spine. In fact, according to Alf Breeg, a Swedish neurosurgeon, a loss of the curve in the neck can elongate it 5 to 7 centimeters. That's 2 to 2.5 inches to you and me here in America. So what that looks like is this. When we have a normal curve in our neck, the spinal cord is nice and relaxed. But when we lose that curve, it stretches. And if you can see from this video, the diameter gets narrow. According to Alf Breeg, that stretching of the spinal cord can decrease the transmission of messages or information, vital information from the brain to the rest of our body to get proper healing so we're ready for the next day. This is really bad. Think about this. Think about if you had a banana, you had that nice curve in the banana, and you tried to straighten out the banana. What happens to that banana? If you can't picture it, try one. So, the other thing that happens is when your head is pushed forward and your neck is straight, it closes off the airway. So not only are we not getting enough oxygen to restore our cells from the previous day, but it also closes the airway down and it can cause snoring. Now I've had a tremendous amount of my patients tell me that their snoring decreased when they got out from the pillow. So what I'm going to tell you right now is get away from this conventional pillow. And we'll just set this over here for now because we're going to need this again later. Now, in order to support your neck, what you want to do is you want to get a rolled up towel, or they have cervical pillows on the market you could purchase. I like the ones from Cord. It hollows out your head and it allows the curve in your neck to be where it's supposed to be. It keeps your head in that neutral position. So, that's what you want to do to support your neck. Now let's talk about the low back. When you're laying flat on your low back with your legs straight out, it can cause strain and tension on those low back muscles. It could also cause pressure on the spine, which is why you hear people say when I get up in the mornings, oh, my back is all stiff and tight. It's because there's all this tension on those muscles throughout the night. So what you do is you take your pillow and you put it underneath your knees. It will relax the muscles in the legs, It'll take away that tension and it'll reduce the stress on the spine. This is the best way to sleep. Now, I know some of you are watching this video going, no way, I can't sleep like that, I can't sleep on my back. I'm going to tell you a little story about myself. I was a stomach sleeper my whole life. And then I'm in chiropractic school and I'm in anatomy lab. And we're working on a cadaver and we're dissecting the neck away and we get to the bones in the neck. On the one side of the neck is all this arthritis, there's all these bone spurs, and the other side of the neck is nice and smooth like it's supposed to be. The anatomy teacher comes over and says, look at that guy, look at his neck. You can see the difference in the muscles and look at the arthritis on the one side. I bet he was a stomach sleeper and he slept with his head turned to one side. Well, that freaked me out because this cadaver was only in his 50s and I didn't want to end up like this guy. So I said, wait a second, what do you mean? She says, well, when you sleep on your stomach with your head turned one way, it causes the anatomy to change, it causes a shift in the stress. So that night I went home and I had the fear of death in me. Now, I'm not putting the fear of death in you, that's not my point. But I laid on my back that night like this. It took me 6 months until I could finally learn how to sleep on my back, but I did it. And today I'm a back sleeper. I get the greatest night's sleep. I wake up feeling refreshed, no stiffness, no tightness, and the same can be held for you. If you have any questions about this, feel free to give the office a call at 610-337-3700. You can email me at info@helpmedrsteve.com. That's HELPMEDR Steve.com. Until next time, take care.